How to fill out the 25-26 FAFSA if you're divorced or separated. Hi everyone, I'm Tina Steele, the FAFSA Guru, and if you like what I have to say, be sure to subscribe to my channel by clicking the link below. If you're the parents of a dependent student and you are divorced, living in separate households, then only one of you needs to fill out the FAFSA form on behalf of your dependent child. The parent that should be filling out the FAFSA is the parent that provided more than half of the student's financial support within the last year. If you happen to split support 50-50, then you would go with the parent who had the majority of the income. Now, I often get asked, what if we filed a joint tax return for 2023? You would simply log into the FAFSA with your FSA ID. At the very beginning, you're going to approve the government getting copies of that joint tax return. And then when you get to the marital status section of the FAFSA, you would indicate that you're separated. And then the FAFSA will prompt you to input some income and asset information. This is where you will only want to put your income and asset information and not your spouse's. And the college financial aid offices will be able to use only your income. If you filed separate tax returns, then it's a non-issue because your individual tax return will be getting uploaded to the FAFSA form. If you're divorced but you're remarried, then you will have to provide your current spouse's income and asset information on the FAFSA. And if your current spouse filed a separate tax return than you, then both you and your current spouse will need to be invited as contributors to the FAFSA because both of your incomes and asset information will need to be considered. I know this is a bummer in a lot of situations because step parents are not necessarily supporting the dependent student or helping them pay for college, but this is a federal regulation and something that you need to do. The same applies to independent students. If you're divorced, living in separate households, then you only need to put your income and asset information on the FAFSA, and you're going to do it the same way that I just mentioned that the parents of a dependent student would do it. Now, if you're married but separated, living in different households, then just like if you're divorced, only one of you needs to fill out the FAFSA form. And again, it would be the parent who provided more than half of that student's support within the last year. And if that support is 50-50, then the parent who had the majority of the income should fill it out. And again, if you filed a joint tax return, you're simply going to go through the same process that I just mentioned. Now, if you're married but separated and you happen to still be living in the same household, then both of you still are required to put your income and asset information on the FAFSA. If you filed a joint return with your spouse, it's very, very important that you enter only your income and asset information on the FAFSA. If you report that combined amount on the joint taxes, then both of your incomes are going to be taken into consideration, and you could miss out on thousands of dollars in financial aid. So be very careful when you're filling that out. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you'd like some assistance navigating the overwhelming and confusing financial aid process, be sure to check out my Financial Aid Academy or my 30-day Financial Aid Boot Camp. My boot camp launches on December 1st, and I run this every single year for independent students, dependent students, graduate students, and parents of any student that just want some help navigating the overwhelming financial aid process and maximizing their financial aid offers. I also offer individual consultations for anything that you might need assistance with when it comes to financial aid. Just navigate to my website, thefafsaguru.com, to learn more. Thanks for watching.